You know, Mr. Sharp, there are some things in the world of sports that the moment you hear them, you do say, bingo. That's it. That's the magic move. Rondo to the Clippers would be the difference next basketball season. That would make the Clippers the champion and the Lakers some runner-up, Western Conference runner-up. Yes, it would.
Okay.
This is the move that would make so much sense for Rajon Rondo because it would be a legacy move. I'm not going to go all the way Deion Sanders here, but you remember very well what Deion did for the San Francisco 49ers when he helped Steve Young get, as everybody was writing at that point, the proverbial monkey off his back as he broke through and finally won his one and only Super Bowl.
Right.
And then he said, Jerry wants me? Jerry's going to pay me all that money? I think I'll become a Dallas Cowboy. Yeah. And he went and helped, of all college coaches, Barry Switzer win his one and only Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And it was a legacy move because the world sat back and said, Deion did that, and then he did that. Right? Okay. I'm not saying Rondo is quite Deion, but he's up in there somewhere because I'm just not sure your guys would have won this championship without Rajon Rondo. He was your third most valuable player, but in fourth quarters, he was often the most valuable player because he led your team in the playoffs in fourth quarter assists. He constantly set up your offense, and as he is so gifted at doing, he got the ball to the right place at the right time to the right player. Right. It might be LeBron, it might be AD, it might be Kuzma, who did lead your team in fourth quarter three-point shots made. Mm-hmm. But guess who was second in threes made in the fourth quarter through the playoffs? Rondo. Yeah. As they call him, playoff Rondo. I swear to you, obviously I was rooting against your team. Every time the ball left his hands, I said, that's good, because his body language told me that's good. Did he not shoot it with authority and conviction?
What was that game 3 and game 6? He was unbelievable.
Lord have mercy. As soon as it left his hand, I said, that's nothing but bottom of net. And
game 4.
Yeah. And you don't think of him as a knockdown shooter.
No.
But he made 40% of his threes that felt like 75% of his threes through the playoff run.
Skip, remember the Nuggets, though, series, where he was spectacular shooting the ball from outside.
Just spectacular. So my point is that when you have a guy like that, he suddenly, at age 34, has an opportunity to go to your arch rival that shares your building, that lives in the basement of Staples Center, and he's just against the grain enough to have no real loyalty to the Lakers. Not that he hates the Lakers, but he's his own man.
He like Bron. Because remember what he said, Skip? He said he was always thinking, he was sitting back there thinking, say, if I ever teamed with a guy like Ron. Now, he didn't say if I teamed with a guy like Kawhi. He never said if I teamed with a guy like Paul George.
Maybe he'll say that now.
Whoa. He said if I could team with a guy like Ron. You know what I'm talking about from the mental aspect of it.
Yeah. Remember Rondo's quote after game 2 against the Nuggets, which ended with AD making a 3 and yelling, Kobe!
Yeah.
Rondo said after the game, play was called for LeBron. I locked eyes with LeBron, and he did not move. That was the quote. He did not move. Yeah. LeBron was locked up. He was froze.
Whatever.
He was 1 for 6 from the floor in the fourth quarter, and Rondo said, I got to get it to AD.